Welcome to the on-demand session. My name is Raman Kumar. I am a Principal Product Manager in the Azure Disk Storage team. We are excited to share the latest Azure innovations to help you migrate to Azure infrastructure with disk storage. Here is the agenda for this session. We will start with a quick overview about disk storage, and then we'll talk about how disk storage is helping companies like you migrate to the cloud. And we'll look at new Azure innovations that we are launching at Ignite, particularly Premium SSD V2 disk and Azure Elastic SAN. And finally, we'll talk about new innovations that we are going to launch in the next 6 months. Let's get started. Let's start with a quick introduction of Azure Disk Storage. Azure Disk Storage provides enterprise-grade durability with a 0 annual failure rate, which means that we haven't lost any customer data. Moreover, Azure Disk Storage provides industry-leading single-instance availability SLAs for standard SSD, Premium SSD, and UltraDisk. It also provides simplified disaster recovery and migration in addition to shared disk, with zone-redundant storage option to provide better reliability at a lower cost for hosting clustered application on Windows and Linux. Now let's talk about how MSC took advantage of the goodness of Azure Disk Storage to migrate to the cloud in Azure. MSC on-premises architecture relies on shared storage failover clusters to accomplish high availability and disaster recovery. MSC took advantage of Azure Shared Disk to seamlessly migrate their failover clusters to Azure. With Azure Shared Disk, if there is a problem at the virtual machine level, they can fail over to another node in a matter of seconds, improving the availability of their application drastically. MSC also requires a mix of disk types based on the performance and cost needs of its workload. They are now using a combination of Azure UltraDisk and Azure Premium SSD for optimal performance and cost control. With the flexibility to choose different disk type, MSC has matched and in some cases exceeded its on-premises performance. Now let's look at different disk offers. Azure Disk offers different types of disks for a variety of workloads on Azure. For example, it offers UltraDisk for the most performance-sensitive application by offering sub-millisecond latency and very high IOPS and throughput. It offers standard SSD for dev test workload and for storing backups that don't need low latency and high performance. The price of the disk type increases as the performance increases, and that is why we have standard SSD and UltraDisk offering to accommodate any budget. Now let's talk about Premium SSD V2. Premium SSD V2 is the next generation of general-purpose SSDs on Azure. It is well suited for data-intensive workloads such as SQL Server, Oracle Database, Cassandra, and MongoDB. In July, we announced the public preview of Premium SSD V2. Now, at Ignite, we are announcing the general availability of Premium SSD V2. Premium SSD V2 provides the best price performance for the general purpose SSDs in the cloud. It provides sub-millisecond latency, and from a single disk, you can get up to 80,000 IOPS and 1200 Mbps throughput. Moreover, you have the flexibility to provision capacity, IOPS, and bandwidth separate from each other based on your application need, reducing your cost. Finally, it provides easier maintenance by allowing you to scale up and down the performance without any downtime. Now, I'm really excited to introduce Alec, who's going to show a demo on Premium SSD V2.
Thanks, Raman. Yeah, I've gone ahead and put together a demo for you guys today to showcase our brand new Premium SSD V2 disk. So if you notice with my screen that I've got right now, I've got two windows. On the left-hand side, I've got our portal experience that has all our resources that we'll be looking over today. And then on the right-hand side of the screen, I've gone ahead and logged into this resource, this virtual machine. And so let's get into it. So if you follow me to the left-hand side of the screen, you can see that I've stood up a standard E32BS V5 VM. And this is part of the EBS V5 VM, which is the most throughput per core VM. So if you're looking for a VM that packs a punch for storage, look at the ESB V5. I've gone ahead to go look at what disk we have attached, and we have our brand new premium SSD V2 disk. And I provisioned it for 1 terabyte in size and 3,000 IOPS and 125 megabytes per second of throughput. So yeah, let's go ahead and move to the right-hand side of the screen where I've got IOmeter open, which is a benchmarking application. And let's see what this disk and VM combination can do right now. So let's go ahead and click the green flag. And look at that. We are getting the 3,000 IOPS that we provisioned for our premium SSD V2. And that's cool, but this premium SSD V2 can really pack a bigger punch than that. And what's really cool about this premium SSD V2 is how flexible it is. We can change the performance on the fly. So let's go ahead. On the left-hand side of the screen, I've gone ahead and gone into the premium SSD V2 disk property. Let's go ahead and change it to something very powerful like 80,000 IOPS and 1.2 gigabytes per second of throughput. So I'm going ahead and resizing that with our portal, and it has completed. So now we're just going to have to, after a couple moments, we should see the effects of this on the right-hand side of your screen with IOmeter. We will see the total IOPS per second go up to 80,000. We'll see the total throughput jump up to that 1.2 gigabytes. And look at that, our changes have gone into place and we're getting our 80,000 IOPS on IOmeter. Along with that, we're seeing our 1.2 gigabytes per second of throughput. And just right below that, we're getting our sub-millisecond latency, which is critical for high transaction, mission critical workloads. And that is the power with Premium SSD V2. Now back to you, Yi.
Thank you, Alec. And we continue to add unique capabilities to our portfolio. We are thrilled to announce Azure Elastic SAN, our industry's first cloud-native and fully managed storage area network service that our competitors simply do not offer. This service is available in preview today. Elastic SAN provides an end-to-end experience like the on-premise SAN environments you are familiar with. It enables bulk provisioning of block storage to achieve massive scale, up to millions of IOPS, double-digit gigabyte per second throughput, while serving a broad range of workloads at low single-digit millisecond latencies. However, unlike your on-premise environments, you can dynamically scale up capacity and performance on the fly without the wait for new hardware. To make migrating to Elastic SAN easy, this new service uses the industry standard iSCSI protocol for data access. And because it uses a similar resource hierarchy to on-premise SAN, you get that same consolidated experience that makes management easier. Service management configurations are set at the volume group level, but apply to all the volumes in that group. Azure Elastic SAN offers you a scalable, cost-effective, high-performance, and highly available storage solution, making it a compelling alternative to current volume-based cloud offerings when migrating an on-prem SAN to the cloud. Now let's take a look at some use cases where Elastic SAN truly shines. Since we let you share the provisioned performance of your Elastic SAN across volumes, you can easily achieve high performance at an efficient rate. For example, you can deploy a 100 terabyte SAN, which would give you 500,000 IOPS. Those IOPS can be shared across a 100 1 terabyte volumes, where each volume can hit a maximum of 64,000 IOPS. So, the larger SAN pool you have, the more efficient you can work, since you can access the available performance from whichever volume that needs it. Also, you can connect an Elastic SAN to more than just virtual machines, using the iSCSI protocol to connect opens up a variety of Azure compute services to serve your workloads. And when you have a workload that requires very high throughput, like your quarter-end reporting, Azure Elastic lets you drive throughput over VM network bandwidth. This means you're not limited on IOPS, and your throughput can go much higher than what a traditional VM disk is capped at. Also, resiliency is built into Elastic with zone redundant storage to minimize downtime and achieve high availability when running business-critical applications. Adding Azure Elastic alongside today's disk storage offerings allow you to run the most diverse set of workloads on Azure. Azure Elastic is best suited for performance-intensive applications, hyperscale databases, and hosting your on-premise in the cloud. Now let's talk about UltraDisk. Azure UltraDisk Storage now offers key enhancements for running mission-critical applications on Azure. UltraDisk snapshots will be available in preview in the coming weeks, allowing customers to take snapshots. This is particularly important to customers who want to make point-in-time copies of their disks to ensure business continuity. Customers can use snapshot resources to store incremental backups of their disk, to create or recover to new disks, or download snapshots to on-premise locations. Also, encryption at host for UltraDisk will be generally available soon, which enables customers to ensure that their application data is fully encrypted while in transit between their compute and storage environments. This is achieved by ensuring that the data stored on the compute host is always encrypted as it is committed to persistent storage. UltraDisk can host your most demanding workloads on Azure by offering consistently low sub-millisecond latency and high performance even at low storage capacity. I will now hand it back to Raman, who will be sharing more about upcoming features. Thank you.
We are announcing the public preview of cross-tenant customer managed keys, also called as CMK at Ignite. It enables SaaS providers to encrypt managed disks that they are hosting on behalf of their customers using the CMK provided and managed by the customers. As a result, customers have complete control of their CMK and their data, improving the security drastically. Cross-tenant CMK is fully integrated with Azure Key Vault, where CMK is stored, and Azure Active Directory for managing the identity, providing the best security. Now you should be aware of new announcement that is going to happen in the next few weeks. The most important one is that we are going to introduce snapshot support for Premium SSD V2 and UltraDisk in general availability in a few weeks. And then we are going to announce the general availability of encryption at host support that provides end-to-end encryption for UltraDisk and for Premium SSD V2 in a few weeks' time. We hope you found this session valuable, and we are looking forward to seeing how you can use the Azure Disk Storage services and features we reviewed today to maximize the value of your existing and future Azure investment. Thank you.